You're listening to Adam Yurchick, recording for TCGplayer.com. Hello, and thank you for joining me for round one of my Magic 2010 Flashback draft. And I lost a die roll, and I'm definitely going to keep. I'm playing a mono black deck, so I have all the mana, color of mana I need. And I have some 2-drops and 3-drops, so I should have a nice start, a nice curve. Even if I don't draw land, I'll still have some plays. And then Consume Spirit's only going to get better and better as the game goes on. And my deck can definitely be aggressive, but I can also just play the long game. And I have Cemetery Reaper as well, so I can start exiling creatures from the graveyard. So hopefully I can trade off these Child of Nights and then exile it, and then exile whatever it traded with from my opponent's graveyard. So I can get a lot of mileage from the Reaper. It's also going to pump Warpath Ghoul. So all in all, I'm in a fantastic position. So he starts out on the board with a Soul Warden. And that can even trade with Child of Night. So he's playing white-black. No play from him. That's awesome. And Child of Night. And he casts Weakness, so he takes out my creature. Fine trade, I suppose. He does get a mana on the exchange. And I luckily hit my land, so now I'm doing great. I'll just play Warpath Ghoul here. If he wants to destroy that, be my guest. And so for that reason, I think I should keep the wall until I can regenerate it, because it is so good if you can never kill it. And then also I wanted to start attacking him. You know, he doesn't have a blocker right now, and I don't need to block his Soul Warden. I can get aggressive. So he plays a nice card with Swamp Walk, Bogwraith. It's uncommon. It's pretty nasty against me, but I'll be able to take it out with Consume Spirit in a little bit. I could cast Mind Rot here. I could play the Reaper. I could play the Wall. I think the best thing to do is start by attacking. And I'd like to Mind Rot, but I think I can wait and get more value, so I'm going to play the Wall. This way a Soul Warden can't attack me. And I don't expose my Cemetery Reaper to removal yet. I'd rather get his hand. Could have also played Child of Night, because, I mean, the Wall is not actually doing a lot here. It's possible that even spending any mana on it wasn't actually relevant, but it did stop a damage. And maybe playing Reaper. Could have played Reaper and just attacked for the extra damage. Possibly if I'm in crisis mode, that's actually the best line of play for me. Or maybe I should have cast the Mind Rot there when I could, knowing I was going to draw land and cast Consume Spirit. So probably the Wall might have just been a really weak play. I think I have to hold off on Mind Rot. As nasty as it is, I have to cast Consume here. So I'll attack. And I'll actually consume the Swamp Walker because it's less blockable than the Banshee. Not that I can really block the Banshee. He correctly takes it, and I'll consume his creature. Also, if I played the Reaper last turn, I could have attacked this turn with it. So I'd have actually dealt 1 with the Ghoul, 1 with the Ghoul, and then 2 with the Reaper. So he would have actually been at 12 right now. So that was clearly a mistake, playing the wall that can block nothing. I think I can't afford to be afraid of removal, and I have to just play the Reaper there. And if I am afraid of removal and I don't want to play the Reaper, I have to play the Mind Rot. So he plays a flyer. That's unfortunate. He also plays another card. So I'll Mind Rot his last one. Disentomb. I'll play a Cemetery Reaper. And I'll crack in. Looks like he's going to chump or double block here. All those are good scenarios. So I really just need a Tendrils of Corruption, and I'd be right back in this game. And I have 2 of them. So let's draw it. I'll remove his Howling Banshee, his best creature, to play around a Reanimate, Rise from the Grave, which I actually did pass. I just draw lands, so I can attack with a Child and go up to 4, but that will not do it, so I'm going to concede this one. Go to the next one. I don't think there's anything in the board. This Demon's Horn might actually be worthwhile. I could cut the 2 rats and bring in the horn. Just 1 horn. And a second Mind Rot. Try to grind him out. Alright, I'll play first. Definitely keep this. Nice aggressive start with Sign in Blood to refill and Consume Spirit. That's going to trade. Let's offer it for a trade. Hopefully he does trade, and then I play Warpath Ghoul. Makes sense for him to trade because I have lifelink, so he's not winning a race by any means. And then now next turn, Sign in Blood and Child of Night would be a nice turn. Plays a flyer. I'll offer a trade here. I imagine he'll take it, being stuck on land. I could have cast Consume Spirit for 1, but that seems short-sighted. I'll cast a Sign here and hopefully hit a Swamp and play a Child of Night. I do. And now I'm in position where Looming Shade should be able to take over the game. And even if he has his flyers again, I should be able to race him. We'll see. Okay, another flyer. Let's offer a trade. He does not. So Looming Shade comes down. Excommunicate the Shade. Not a bad play for him. I'll attack again. So I think he should have blocked last turn. We'll see if he does it this turn. He does. So play the Shade and just... Now I'm pretty much just going to pressure him with the Shade and all my empty mana every turn. I'll play the second Shade as well. So I'm just going to let go of Assassinate and it's tough to pick the other one. I think having the backup Shade is going to be relevant, but the Spirit could just be more important. I think I just have to discard the Shade and ride this one. So having drawn Tendrils, obviously the Shade would be better. If he kills the Shade, I'm in rough shape, so maybe I should have kept the Shade. But at the same time, it's hard. At the same time, if it doesn't, the second Shade does nothing. Basically does nothing. And it's hard for me to possibly race him if he has lots of quality stuff. So he did kill it, and I draw something defensive, so this is unfortunate. Now I just have to sit back, hopefully cobble together some offense and kill him. Soul Warden, that'll start putting him back in the game. Mind Rot, I'm just going to fire off right now. So I'm assuming he's going to start deploying his hand, and I need to start drawing stuff like Gravedigger and start playing spells, so I want to use my mana. Even though this is giving him some selection, it also lets him make mistakes because he doesn't know what he's going to be drawing. He actually discards Sign in Blood and Howling Banshee, so I think that's a pretty good exchange for me. Him discarding Sign in Blood is awesome. And honestly, this wall should probably be cut from my deck, given he has so many flyers and Swamp Walkers. I'll just Tendrils. Well, no, I'll actually cast this Child of Night. Tendrils later. I'm actually willing to take a little bit of damage here just to put more pressure on him. I want to trade Child with Soul Warden immediately or make him take 2. And he casts Weakness. So Weakness also would have took care of Shade. No amount of pumping saves it. And I draw a fantastic card in Cemetery Reaper. It's going to get it down. I'll take 3 again. One, I want to make sure he doesn't have a better creature, and 2, I wanted to start making tokens and actually try to kill him. So I think the play here is to just pass. Shade's obviously a great draw. And next turn, if I draw land, I can play the Shade and make a token. I'm just going to keep taking it because I'm going to be able to gain a bunch of life. What's important now is his life total, not so much mine. So that obviously should die soon. There's Demon's Horn. So here I'm just going to Tendrils the Angel, and now I can actually attack for 5. And I did give up making a zombie, but at that point, he's killing me in 2 turns, and I have to do something. Well, I guess he actually, if I was at 15, could have gotten me to 1. So I could have possibly got really greedy and tried to set up a racing situation, but I just don't see any reason to do something like that. It's going to play this real conservatively, real slow, and just grind him out. Not put myself in the position to just die for no reason. Now, barring some sort of Wrath of God or similar board sweeper, I got this, and just don't think he has that. They're all coming in, and then I'll consume Spirit to kill him. He's just taking it. So if he kills the Shade, he goes to 3, so I need to keep up 5 mana. So I can tap 2. So I'm actually just going to let this connect. Well, no reason not to pump once. He prevents all damage, okay. That includes Consume Spirit, so nothing happens, I'm not going to die. I could cast Consume Spirit just to gain a couple life if I wanted. I'll just play the Demon's Horn. Safe's Passage. Good to know because it would stop Consume Spirit or Tendrils. Gravedigger, nice. And he actually catches me with my Reaper down, so now he can get back what he wants. Luckily, I've been removing his best creatures, so I think he'll just be getting a bat back. Or I guess Pegasus, because he doesn't want me to gain a life. He takes the bat, so thanks for the life. And now I'll keep the Reaper back and just send in the tokens and the Shade. He chumps the shade, so I'll just pump up a couple times. And then end of turn, I'll make a token. I could also consume his creature. Could also make him discard his card, but I think just making a token is better than all those. Okay, play the land, and we're going to send in now. I'll keep the Reaper back. And he dies, so fantastic, and we'll go to the next game. Think this is good. I don't want the second Demon's Horn. I want the discard. I don't think the rats are too relevant. No, well, wait. Let me wait a second. This Wall of Bone has to go. Absolutely has to go. So weakness is actually pretty good against his X1 flyers. So that should certainly be in the deck. And this is what it's going to be. So let's do this. I could have actually probably brought the weakness in after the first game. Just seeing some targets. But after the second game, it's obvious that it's going to be good. And I'm keeping this. No 2-drop, but I have a nice solid hand. Mind Rot's especially good on the draw when he's down a card, and here's Mind Shatter. So Mind Rot on 3, Mind Shatter on 4 would be perfectly fine. He actually has a slow draw, so this is fantastic. And Child of Night's nice because now I've Gravedigger has more to do. I'd love to trade off here. Let's offer it. So I think what I have to do now, though, is Mind Rot, bring him to 3 cards. And then that way I can Mind Shatter on the next turn and leave him with nothing. And then I'll just pick up the pieces with what I have left. I'll Tendrils his creature and go from there. So I am actually giving up board presence with casting the discard, which is not something I would normally do, but I'm in such a great position, and this works out so well. Because presumably he plays land and a spell and goes down to 2 cards, and then Mind Shatter takes them, and then I'm left in a very nice spot. So he actually pays 2 and draws 2, so he kind of punishes me for my line of play. On the other hand, I get cards at random, so I could still cast it. The Mind Shatter. The thing is now, my whole line kind of gets messed up. I would have been better off. Well, obviously, against his draw spells, I would have been better off just developing my board. Here, I almost just want to play the land and pass. Tendrils is play. And then Mind Shatter next turn. I could also just play the Reaper, though. And then if he kills it, I'll just Gravedigg it later on. It's probably better. Harm's Way, fantastic. Now it makes sense to Mind Shatter. I believe. I could also just Gravedigger. So the child's going to kill itself. So I could just Gravedigger the child, but the child's not super relevant. Let me just shatter him. It's possible I'll only get one card if I wait. I want to lock in that card advantage and maybe really screw him up. So I get Swamp and Bog Wraith. So Bog Wraith is definitely a win. And then if he doesn't play a land, then that was also a win. Getting the land. So no land play. I think it's time to play Assassin. This will shut down his offense. Next turn. Could have also played the Digger, but I want to save that to get back the Assassin or the Reaper. I could have also played the Reaper. But the Assassin just locks him down outright. And it can stop basically multiple creatures, so I'll just go for that. If I draw land, then the Reaper could have been better. So he has Excommunicate. So I could play the Reaper, but if I don't draw land, I'd rather have the Assassin. And if he can't kill the Assassin, I'm going to win. So I'll just keep playing it until he can't stop it. No problem. So I can Tendrils here. And that's what I am going to do. I think he's just going to start alpha striking me. And this will allow me to just blow him out. Also, if he manages to kill the Assassin right now, then I need to cast the Tendrils here. And that's what he does. So it's going to kill his Aristocrat. And I'm actually just going to take the damage. And then I can untap and Assassin his Bog Wraith and keep the Tendrils for a threat that I need to kill. Because if I would have killed the Bog Wraith, then he slams something, I could be in trouble. I'm actually going to keep the Gravedigger back. Because Child of Night's not relevant, and I have 2 bombs in play. I'd rather just protect those. I can contain that with the Assassin. I'll just use weakness though. Let's get it out. Could kill Soul Warden, but that's not really relevant anymore. Now I just pass a turn and make zombies every turn. He has 2 Bog Wraith. That's so sick. And the zombies can attack. If he wants to double block and trade, that's fine. There's the White Knight. I did not want to see that. I'm actually happy he has it, though, because I think I'm going to win, and now it means I won't have to see it, hopefully. Looming Shade's fantastic. I'll attack with 2. If he wants to trade, that's fine. Obviously, 1's going to bounce off the White Knight. He trades. I could use Tendrils to blow him out, but I actually need that Tendrils to kill a 4/4 creature or bigger, so no problem. And the Tendrils means I can race the White Knight, so there's also some incentive to just hold it and gain more life with it. Pacifism on the Shade. Okay. And it's time to play the Gravedigger. But not the Tendrils, because if he has the Banshee, I die, so I need to keep it. Play the Gravedigger, get back the child. Now he's just dead next turn. Whereas if the Gravedigger was in my hand, he would not be dead. Oh, actually, he would be dead. No, he wouldn't. Anyway, the Gravedigger is just correct to play. If I'm not fearing a sweeper. At that point, I don't need to protect the bombs because they've done their job. And I'm just trying to close out the game. All right. So there's the last land. And I'll just swing across. I swing with everything. He has to block a 3/3. He goes to 1, and then I would kill him the next turn. So he concedes, so win the match. Thank you for watching. And please join me for round 2.